On the air.
Good afternoon, folks. Happy Friday.
How's it going?
I
First,
hope everybody had a nice day yesterday. It was National Weed Day.
Yeah, 420.
There you go.
The first thing I want to start off with is if you actually watch this channel, we really do appreciate you.
Yes, we
realize
do appreciate
there's about a
it, yes.
billion things you could do other than that. Hopefully, you're actually enjoying what we're talking about. It's just more or less bull crap anyway. But what we try to do is just enlighten a little bit on what's going on, because you have so much rhetoric out there, in the news and stuff, that a lot of what's actually happening gets lost in the different agendas. And both sides have agendas. It's not one or the other.
Right.
Anyway, so is there something you want to start off, or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'd like to actually backtrack a little bit, if you guys don't mind. I want to go back to we had a thing about the transphobic idea, and how phobia was the wrong word to use, and anti was actually a better word.
The right word to use is anti, yes.
But I want to take it a step further today, okay? And I want to talk about Dylan Mulvaney, okay?
The Bud Light girl.
Right. And notice,
Man,
respectfully speaking, from this point on, we would refer to her as she or her, okay, or girl, or
She or he.
even though it just does, it's respectful, and it's not going to hurt us in any way to say that. However, okay, let's get to the point here. A lot of critique on Bud's part, okay, like from people who are actually pro Bud, are that men are transphobic, this, that. And honestly, I don't really feel that was the issue with this. What I feel the issue was, you got someone who looked like a 12-year-old girl with ADHD.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah, jumping up, doing hula hoops and kicking her feet up and down. And that's not what men who watch.
I was just going to say, that's not what men do. That's not what men do when we go out and watch a game.
It's not what we do. It's just not.
We don't take hula hoops.
No, seriously. I think if you had taken an actual 12-year-old and put her on there with a hula hoop, kicking her around the same way, you would have gotten a very similar reaction, okay?
Right.
Obviously different subjectively speaking.
Right.
But a very similar reaction, because it just doesn't apply. It's two totally separate things. You're going to hear my dog. My dog is having an allergic issue today, so you're going to hear like a type of thing. And, it's nothing I can do about it except have the dog try to.
It might be me too.
Anyway, so my point being here is, if it had been, let's say, Caitlyn Jenner with 3 of her trans girlfriends, boyfriends in a room, and they were just simply sitting on a couch enjoying a bud and watching a game.
Watching a game.
Right, exactly. Just sitting down enjoying a cold Bud Light. There would have been no issue, okay? The issue there is the fact that this one is a lunatic. She's a lunatic.
The way she acted.
No male wants to be associated with someone acting like that, especially not one who drinks. I shouldn't say no male, because I'm sure there are some who are like, in Peter Pan stages or whatever like that. Yeah. But I'm saying no normal male wants to sit down with a person like this while they're drinking. If you've ever drank with somebody who acts like a lunatic, and
you're going at the end of the ball.
She looks like, it might be okay if you were doing cocaine with her. That might work, because at least she's bouncing off the walls for a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason.
There's a reason behind it. But this is just insane. She's jumping up and down. She's making overly expressive facial expressions. That's not a beer drinker, okay? Maybe that's a tequila drinker on a good night, okay? I'll give you that.
Yeah, really. You take a shot of that. Woo.
Right, but it doesn't apply. Now,
It doesn't apply, right.
Take Caitlyn Jenner, former athlete, decathlete.
Oh, Mr. Wheaties, on the Wheaties box.
Yeah, come on, please. And no, I'm not going to do the stupid Stuttering John joke about now she's on Cocoa Puffs or Fruit Loops or whatever it is. Anyway, and actually, believe it or not, it's funny when I said it than when he does.
Yeah, he's not too swift.
But what I'm trying to point out is that where a lot of people are taking the idea that it's something against the gay or the transgender.
Right.
It's not. It's really not.
It's the way she acted.
Yeah.
There's nothing, like you just said. If Caitlyn Jenner was sitting there.
What's the football player's guy? What's the Sam? His first name is Sam. The one who came out as gay. He was the first football player to come out as gay. Sam something or other.
Donald.
Okay, there you go.
I think that's his name. I'm not sure.
I'm not positive. I can't. He wasn't a breakout star, so I don't really. And I'm not a big sports guy myself, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I watch football once in a while. I can't remember his last name, so I'm not sure.
And to be honest, since all of the knee stuff, I don't even watch football.
But you're right.
Anymore.
He did. I think he played for the Rams.
Came out, right, exactly. He came out. He was the first football player to come out as gay. Okay, and if he had done the Bud Light commercial, there would have been no problem. It would have been no problem. Because he applies to the game. He applies to the subject.
Right.
He applies to
the sports.
Right, exactly.
I mean, you're watching sports.
And I'm not saying that trans people don't go out and get drunk. I'm sure they do. I mean, most people do. I don't drink, so I'm not one of them. But most people do drink, and they go out and get drunk.
Right.
Trans, gay, straight, whatever. But the difference is, if you're... Okay, so let me put it to you this way. If you're trying to sell a wine, okay, a very, very decent wine, you're not gonna sell it with a bum on the corner, sitting, on a stoop, hanging onto your bottle of wine.
Really?
You have to have a certain clientele, that you're looking to reach, and like a bum sitting on the corner drinking.
That's not where you go to.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, and you're gonna give yourself a bad name, and that's kind of what happened to Bud.
That's what happened to Bud Light. Yes.
They just and I'm not equating Mulvaney to a bum. Believe me, by no means. I'm just saying that this is how you have to meet your character to your
advertisement,
your product,
right? Your products, right?
So again, if you're trying to sell wine, you want somebody in a tuxedo at a nice restaurant with a very nice stemmed glass. You don't want to see the local bum on the corner with your bottle of wine. I mean, and then
when it's done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. Okay, so anyway, my basic point is that I think we're misunderstanding a lot more than
misinterpreting.
Exactly.
Right.
We're misunderstanding what people's viewpoint is just because they don't like something. It's okay to not like something, and it's okay for it to be a different reason than other people might think. Some people, liver, great example, liver.
Oh, geez.
Some people don't like it for the smell. Some people don't like it for the taste. Some people don't like it for the texture. Some people don't like it for all three. But it's everybody. There's 3 different reasons not to like this thing. So you can't just say it's one.
She's acting childish.
Right.
2, men, like we just said, men don't drink beers and do that stuff.
When we drink, we're not looking to go do cartwheels. We're looking to lay down and relax. Maybe find companionship. But we're not looking to go do cartwheels and do a hula hoop. I mean, so it just kind of...
Those hula hoop days are over.
But honestly, from their perspective, they also have to get the idea that we're not, that there's not only one answer for anything, that there may be other reasons for things. So if somebody doesn't like something, it may not be for the reason you think. Okay, so try to sit back and think maybe there's other reasons.
Right.
Be like a diamond and have multifacets.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of faces to you that you could see from. It makes...
There's too many racist things out there. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, you just said, everybody's saying things. You gotta...
And the truth of the matter is...
Look at it different.
The truth of the matter is the majority of the people that are being called racist are not. Okay, and I know that's gonna kick up a lot of sand, but they're not. It's the people who feel like those people are against them that amplify the situation.
They're the ones.
And what they do is they turn around and they make accusations based on their thoughts and not necessarily reality. So, like I'll give you a great example. Okay, so I had this real estate. me and Kerry have been looking to open up an establishment, a comedy club for a while, and so we've been dealing with a lot of real estate agents. And I have this real estate agent, and he's African American. Okay, and Kerry knows because he just met him. So Kerry knows exactly what I'm saying here.
Oh yeah.
And I warned Kerry entirely the whole way through because I knew what was going to come.
I know plenty of people but this one is unbelievable.
Yeah. So anyway, so he had taken me privately to a place over on the west side, and we get there, and there's this really nice Chinese lady that comes down to let us up into the establishment. So I'm talking to him, getting along great. It's beautiful. So he walks away. Wait, let me change that. Initially, she's kind of cold to me. He walks away, and I'm talking to her, and she's like as friendly as can be. So I said, ma'am, you weren't really so friendly beginning. What happened, And she turns around, she looks at him, she goes, he's an asshole. So I go, okay, that has nothing to do with me. She goes, no, I like you. So I go, okay, fantastic. So I go, what did he do to you? Well, he's rude when he comes here. He's demanding. He's this, that, and the other. And she gives me, I swear to you, without a word of a lie, about 20 reasons of why she doesn't like this guy. And she's dealt with him quite a few times, right?
Right.
So fast forward now, we're done with the look through. We're done with the look-see. And I'm leaving the place. And as I walk out the door, I walk out with this realtor, and he turns around at me, and I swear, this was his exact words to me. He goes, she don't like me because I'm black. I was like, are you insane?
And the real thing is,
and I swear, I'm not even joking. I was like, dude, do you understand she don't like you because you're an asshole? You know what I'm saying? You know,
yeah, you can be a dumbass, but no, it's okay.
It's a real convenient thing to have another reason other than being an asshole.
Right.
It's a real convenient thing to have.
There you go.
So, you know, but that's a lot of the time, that's what goes on, is people think that you don't like them because of the most obvious reason, when in reality, it's probably something like a personality flaw.
Right. Like this
too
one here,
aggressive,
too mulvaney, like this, right?
Yeah.
We don't, like you said, we don't dislike her, but the way she acted is what you dislike.
I have to tell you, if she was a natural woman, okay, I would not hang out with her because she's just freaking annoying.
Right.
She's literally just annoying. There's nothing.
It does have to do with transgender.
It's not.
She could be.
You know what it is? She thinks she's funny and she's not.
She's not.
She thinks she's cute. She thinks she's funny and she's not. And you know, I guess in her world, maybe she's something special, but in the regular world, she's not. And as much as she says she wants to be treated like everybody else, she doesn't. She wants to be treated special. She wants to be treated like a queen,
right,
or a princess,
right.
And that's not the way the world works.
That's not the way the world works. Is right.
I'm sorry, it's just not the way it works.
That's the way we grew up.
You know, if you want to be a princess, go marry Charles or one of the.
Yeah, go to Britain.
In New York, we don't have princesses. It just doesn't work like that.
No.
So if she really wanted to just be treated normal, then she would act normal. Right. I mean, that's just the way it is. But again, she's an influencer. Remember that. So before you say that I'm making a big thing or I'm wrong on that,
she's an influencer.
Keep an idea. Keep in mind, she's an influencer, so she has to be overly expressive.
Right.
That's a nice way to put it. Right.
Right.
She has to. I was gonna say annoying, but I didn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's so that's her overly expressive personality, and I get that. Not a big deal. Anyway, okay, so I think we hit that enough. You think? Or
yeah, that's good. Yeah, but see, people, that's what you got to look at.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's not about race or your nationality, whatever. It's just the way you act.
Sometimes it's just you. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just you. You know,
just the way you act is right.
And you can't blame it on like, oh well, he doesn't like me because I'm different. You know what's different
don't
about
like me
you?
because I'm white. I don't know.
Well, it's not that you may be different, but that
may be different.
That's not the reason you think you're different is not the reason I don't like you. I think you're different for a different reason, and I don't like you. Anyway, long story short, that's done. Where do you want to go from here?
Oh, we got
any other ideas, or you want me to pull out another one?
I don't know. Man.
Okay, so now let's talk some Biden stuff. Okay. Okay, so they just found out that Blinken. Do you know if you don't know who Blinken is? He's the Secretary of State.
But Garland, the Attorney General.
Right.
Garland.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But Blinken used to be, I believe, head of the FBI or something along that line. And when he was head of the FBI, Biden was vice president. And anyway, they created a nice bond. Let's put it that way. So later on, what happened was Hunter Biden's laptop came out, and Blinken took it upon himself. This was pre-Biden presidency. Took it upon himself to go around and ask 51 intelligence
agencies
chiefs,
right,
to sign a paper stating that they thought it was disinformation or misinformation or Russian, whatever.
No, disinformation. You're right.
Russian collusion, whatever you want to call it. And if you remember, if you think any of this is incorrect that I'm saying,
just look
it up. It was a post. It was a post. Post front page, if I remember right.
Right.
It actually said 51 on it, and it had the pictures of 51.
Yep.
Anyway, so he went around. He coerced them, basically. Coerced them. There's no H in Hearst. I'm sorry. Coerced.
He coerced them into.
He coerced them into signing a paper saying that this was misinformation. And obviously, we know now it's not.
It's not. So there's a lot of corruption.
Right. And then the other thing that happened was, anyway. So after he did that, now all of a sudden, under Joe Biden's term, he's Secretary of State or third in line for presidency. Now, if that doesn't seem kind of quid pro-esque, I don't know what is.
Pro, babe.
I don't know what is. If that's not
really,
you do for me, I'll do for you. If it's
I'll wash your hand,
right in front of you.
Mine.
It's blank right there. Anyway,
very sad.
Right now, let's get to Garland. Now, Garland supposedly
this
just came out. There's a whistleblower. This is a whistleblower that says that yeah, he's the Attorney General, exactly. He would be like fourth in line or something
Fourth
like
in
that.
line, yeah.
Anyway,
It doesn't
so
almost seem like a dot. Like,
yeah, it's
follow
amazing.
the dots,
yeah, it's
right?
amazing. I just follow the dots. Anyway, so what he said, what they're saying about him is that he put his thumb on investigations that were going against Hunter Biden. So basically, this guy
Stop the investigation.
Hunter Biden is basically taking down everything that's blue in Washington. He's everything that he's involved with is now coming to a head. It's just a matter of time before it all points back to Biden. I mean, they have six more Biden family members that split the $30 million from Penn State or whatever it is.
And they're not even on the board.
I'm sorry, it was $1 million from Penn State.
They don't even work.
And then there was, right, exactly. And I mean,
I like to make that money while I'm not working.
And this is all provable. What I'm going to say right now, this is 100% provable. Right. Hunter got a $3 million diamond from China. He got $30 million from China. He got
Ukraine. What was that?
Ukraine was like 16 million or something. Yeah. I'm not sure. And then Joe had the prosecutor fired, and that
was investigating.
If you get a chance, look it up on YouTube. It's a really good one. Right. He actually on YouTube, this idiot on TV turns around and basically
it was supposed to get $1 billion.
$1 billion. Basically, it tells that he it's the word I'm looking for. Oh man, not ransom. Yeah, ransom. I'll use that. He ransomed $1 billion in aid that we were supposed to be giving to Ukraine. He ransomed that against firing a prosecutor who was
investigating his son, Hunter Biden.
Well, no, not his son, but his son's
company.
Oh,
the company. Right, that's his son.
He was actually not the actual
the
son.
Company.
Right,
the company that he supposedly worked for.
Right, exactly.
But he never worked for it.
So, I mean, this guy
to show up to work and get paid for that.
Forget working for it. The guy don't even speak Ukrainian. Okay, so this guy he doesn't speak Chinese either.
No.
So anyway, it looks like that investigation might actually come to a head at some point, and with any luck, I don't. And again, I don't wish bad on anybody, but I have to be honest with you, and you don't mind if I take a few seconds here to tell them something.
All right, hey.
Okay, so pre-Trump, what was happening was China was slated to become the world financial power in 10 years. So that would have been 2026, all right? Trump got in office and started hitting China with sanctions and taxing. Do you know, we never even, we don't, when we take
their economy went a little bit down.
It sank like crazy.
That's right.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't know if you guys know this, but you know how much product we take from China in terms of, in terms of marketability wise. None of that gets taxed. Okay, wow. None of that gets taxed.
Wow.
However, anything we send to them, they tax us on.
They tax us.
So it's a very
we don't tax them; they tax us.
Exchange.
Right.
So Trump went in and he said, "That's not going to work." Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tax
sense,
you the same way you tax us.
Common sense, people.
And in doing so, he also started to protect our intellectual property. Now, that's a big thing. Is China takes our intellectual property. So in other words, like when we come up with something ridiculous, like Billy the Talking Fish. Okay, for example, I'm just throwing it out there. So we come up with Billy the Talking Fish, and it sings, sitting on the dock of the bay or something like that.
Song?
Well, they come up with, Young Toy the Talking Carp, and it sings like, K-pop or whatever that. Yeah, I feel bad. I'm sorry that kid died, by the way. I don't like the band, don't know the band, but nobody should die at 25 years old. Anyway,
God rest his soul.
Yeah, Moonbin, I think his name was. Anyway, so Trump stopped them from stealing a lot of our intellectual property, which really, took its toll on their economy. There was other things he did besides that, but that's irrelevant. As soon as Biden got into office, I should say,
China got everything.
And
boy, there's a deal right now that he's making. He's writing an executive order for something that our jobs and everything's going over to China.
Oh yeah. Well, what he's doing, what's happening is people. Okay.
Our money and jobs are going back over to China.
Well, here's what's happening. Okay, let me explain to you what's going on. What's going on is, okay, so during the pandemic, everybody got to stay home, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's
not me."
No. Well, what really? I gotta tell you,
not us.
I got to tell you what really,
we had to work.
No, what I find really funny about the pandemic is that everybody's like, "Oh, we can't stay home. We got to go to work. We got to go to work." These are the same people who a week before the pandemic woke up every morning going, God, I hope I have a fever so I don't have to go into work today.
My
Oh my
stomach.
God. So for 3 years, we hear about how badly they have to go back to work. Now they can go back to work and nobody wants to work.
Right.
It's the human condition. It's just the human condition. Whatever you have, you don't want. Whatever you don't have, you want. Anyway, so let's get back to the subject here. So, where was I? I lost track of my thought on that because we switched.
Or the Biden.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get back to the Bidens. Okay. So, anyway,
China. Right.
right. So
And now
Biden.
he just signed the thing where he's going to,
Well, but here's the deal. Now,
crazy.
So China gave Biden a bunch of cash. He did it through Penn State. Okay, there's a Biden wing on Penn State or something like that.
Yeah, one of the colleges, right?
Right, and they donate. China donated like $30 million.
$30 million.
And the reason that they donate it is that they launder the money through the college, and then when it comes back out and gets divided among the Bidens, it's clean money. So that went on. So prior to Biden becoming the president, around 2016, China had both Bidens in their pockets. And then when Trump came in, that made China a little upset with the Bidens because they couldn't do what they were promising to do for him if Hillary had gotten elected. Flash forward to Biden getting back in office, and now all of a sudden you notice we need electric cars, and we need everything that China produces is what we need. Now, the funny part about this whole thing is you'll hear about about the immigrants coming in and how the children are treated so badly, and oh my gosh, and everything's
jeez.
Well, let me tell you something about what's going on
over there.
Let me tell you what's going on in China.
Go right
Okay.
ahead.
So first of all, the people who go down into the radium mines and the cobalt mines and the lithium, these are kids. They don't send the adults down because the adults can't handle it.
Yeah,
Okay, they get so sick so quickly that by the time they make it down to the level, they're already ready to go up. Kids can handle it, so they send the kids down there.
These little young
This
kids
starts at 6 years old.
to
They start
13.
sending people down there. And the ones that aren't used for that, let me tell you something. China is one of the most abusive populations for children, period. As far as work camps, as far as sex slaves, as far as everything goes.
Everything.
Okay, everything. It's one of the worst places for kids, all right? So how this administration can tell
That's why they
me...
come here. That's why families come here.
Well, that's another thing. Like, for anybody to doubt that this isn't the best country, you show me another country that has an immigration system that's so overwhelmed as ours.
Right.
There is none.
There is
There
none.
is none. And that's
We're the
because
best
there is
country in
no
the
better
land,
country
right?
than this, okay? You can hate it for a lot of reasons.
And we don't have child labor.
But that don't mean it's not the best one available, okay? So you can literally find it disgusting, but you're not going to find better. That's the key. It may not be perfect for you, and don't get me
There's
wrong.
no perfect world. There's no
Not for
perfect
anybody.
country.
However,
Nobody's perfect.
Anyway, so what I'm basically trying to say is
But we're in a good country.
how this administration can push its agenda and then turn around and say they care about children is just
It's
a
beyond me,
paradox.
right.
It's a dichotomy. It's just not. It just doesn't make sense.
I mean, these kids are. Just think about your own kid. Go put your kid out in the yard. Put it in the woods.
Make your kid 12. Make your
Yeah.
kid work 12, 16 hours a day, and think about how they would feel because that's what's happening down there. And like Africa, they're taking over Africa. As far as you have no idea how much land China has taken over in Africa. You have no idea how much land they've taken over
Here in America.
Here,
Yes.
I mean, they have like thousands upon millions of acres.
They just made a law. I'm sorry. They just made a law. All
Right.
senators
Go ahead.
to stop
Right.
the Chinese,
Pardon me, I'm sorry, I'm a little
China
tired.
to buy land here.
We were playing music.
You
Oh,
know?
that's nothing. We listen. We play music. Okay, we're not good, but we do play it. If you guys ever want us to try to do a song, we'll try to do it. I mean, there's a couple we do know. I mean, obviously we can play some, but we'll try any song just to see how.
We're looking for a
And
saxophone
we'll play it in
player,
front of you no
we're
matter how
looking-
bad we do it, because we get just as much of a kick out of it if it's bad as if it's good. Anyway, but we do. If you want to be nice to us, and you want to recommend a good song, or you want to request a good song, try to stay 60s, 70s, or 80s. All right.
Yeah, don't get anything
When-
crazy.
when-
I'm 61.
when-
My
yeah.
arms are full off.
When you get into like the Kanye stuff and all of that kind of loot. I mean, I'll try it, but it's probably not going to work.
Because I play the drums, so I want my hands in shape.
I got to worry about my fingers.
Yeah, there you go.
I have such dainty hands. Anyway,
Palmolive.
I got to call Dylan Mulvaney and find out how I can get them just a little bit softer. Anyway,
So kids should be in school. Kids should be learning, not working at that age.
exactly.
Listen, when I was in school, man, it was the best. I mean, the teacher asked me a question. They asked me one time, "What comes after a sentence?" I told them an appeal.
Yeah. Same teacher asked him, if he had $5 in one pocket and $10 in the other pocket, what would he have? And he said somebody else's pants. Anyway,
I don't have that kind of money.
I'm sorry. There's a bunch of these old jokes that come from
We do comedy.
Yeah.
comedy.
We listen every now and then. We'll throw some comedy up just for the fun of it, not from us, but from old sitcoms that were just like amazing that most people don't even know today.
That's true.
And I think we chewed off enough here today.
That's true.
If you guys want us to do another show this week, just do me a favor. Just comment down at below. Say do another one, and we'll try to get.
We'll be back next week, people.
We're not really doing shows. We're actually just hanging out with you.
We're just hanging out.
Okay, and we hope you like us as much as we appreciate you. And,
yes, we do appreciate.
Yeah,
the
very
views.
much so. I want you to know that.
Thank you very much.
So far, the only two names I know is EUC New York City, EUC NYC, and what was her name? Sorry. Aclato. I hope I said that right. If I did, anyway, hello to you guys. If I didn't,
yes,
I
we
apologize.
appreciate it. Thank you.
I tried my best.
And everybody else out there, subscribe to us and everything. Yes, thank you.
Have a great day. It was nice seeing you guys again.
Enjoy your weekend.
Bye.